cool. We're gonna get on to some news here, Jay. You got quite a bit of news on the rundown here.
You know, it's not a ton because
I say quite a bit, but I'm looking at
condensed it down. Yeah, but and all of them kind of like they all kind of some of them go together. So I think it'll be pretty cool. And I'm gonna go in no particular order. We'll start off with this one. I thought this was cool news. So we talked about this when Ryan was on the show, and I know you were out that week. And so we talked about Gorgo. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say I was out that week, but I happened to tune in right at the time you guys were talking about this figure, and you convinced me to buy it because I wasn't going to, Jay. I wasn't gonna buy it. I love Gorgo so much. But I think me and you had a conversation at one point, and we were just like, oh, I love it, but also the Safubi versions of Gorgo are amazing. Do we need multiple Gorgos? I don't own any of the Safubi Gorgo. I've always wanted it. But I don't know. I was like, maybe I don't want it. But I was like, it's $100. Yeah. It's 6 inches tall. It's like literally all the stuff. It's got amazing artwork by Matt Frank. And the craziest thing to me about it is all of the stretch goals. And
they've already hit 4.
They've hit 4. You're gonna have to tell me. I don't even know what all 4 are. You're gonna have to tell me because isn't one the baby?
So that was the first one. And then they had
you're getting 2 figures.
Yeah, they had I know, right? They had Big Ben was the one we just hit at 600.
That's amazing.
So the Big Ben, which is awesome. The only one we don't have right now are the light up eyes. That's the last one. The other 2 were the jet. I think there was a jet that comes with it, and then can't remember the other one. Oh man, I can't remember the other one. But anyway, we got all 4, 4 of the 5, and we're about 100 and as of when I put this together this morning, I think we're about 135 away from hitting the last one, the 750. So very
how much time? Do you know how much time is left?
I don't know when it's done. I don't know. I mean, it's happened pretty fast. I think over like about 5 or 6 weeks, it got up to the 615. So I feel like they can roll with it a bit. It's supposed to be delivered this year, so I don't know how quickly the turnaround is, but I mean, it's been up for a little bit. So
it's been up there for a bit, because I mean that was over 2 episodes ago that you did that, and I mean we record every other week, so it's been over a month. But you guys convinced me. Well, listening to you and Ryan talk about it, I was like, I'm sitting there, with Jess. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta buy this toy, and I just went and bought it. I was like, I need it. Yeah, $100 seems cheap to me for a toy that I know this is like a digital render, but it looks great.
I think it'll be good. It'll be good.
It looks great, and the fact that it comes with the baby and Big Ben, that's awesome. That is awesome to me. So
that's gonna bug me. I gotta look up what that other stretch goal is.
I hope they do more though, Jay. I think it would be cool if they. I think somebody needs to be making some of these lesser. I don't want to say Gorgo is lesser known because Gorgo is still a pretty famous film and kaiju, but these kaiju that don't get as many toys made, please. Please.
Reptilicus? They could do a Reptilicus?
Oh my God. Make me a Reptilicus, dude. I would love that. Yeah. This would be great.
Yeah. I mean, I like that, like kind of the ones that actually had legitimate movies made. Whether they're good or bad, that's a different conversation. Sure. But they might have one Safubi out there. I know Reptilicus obviously does, and one's like Gorgo, both are ones.
That's one on my list too. That Reptilicus Safubi. I need that.
That would be cool. Yeah, I'd love to do that in like a Youngary and maybe an action figure non-Safubi version of Pulgasari, like those types that are legitimate movies, not indies, and that you could put them together and you could build up a pretty cool kaiju collection because there's not that 6-inch articulated for that kind of person that likes monster arts or NECA or Super 7, anything like that. Like this could fill that void. And I think this is a great one to start with because Gorgo, there's a lot of really diehard Gorgo fans. Okay, so I looked it up. So the baby was unlocked at 350 right out of the gate. So bam. Okay. Number 2 was the Bell sub. So they added on that at 400. Okay. At 500, the Jet Squadron, and at 600, Big Ben. So 750 is a light up eyes, glow in the dark effect is what it's listed here. So
it's just like $100. You're getting a toy. You're getting 2 kaiju and 3 accessories, possibly, or 2 accessories. Like that's It's a lot of stuff, man. It's just a lot of
and
stuff.
Great artwork.
Like
I said, Matt, you mentioned Matt Frank did the artwork. And at the end of the day, it's also not going to be mass produced. Even if it gets to 750, that means there's only 750 of these available. So it's not like you can go to Target and pick it up. So guys, jump on it. But it was funny that you mentioned we got you to buy something on that show. Talking on that show, I also bought something I didn't have before talking to Ryan about it, and that was I picked up the Gojiji Ishikaya, the Godzilla, the sushi chef Godzilla from Black Sea. I picked that one up. I didn't buy that one or pre-order.
That thing's cool. Well, it was, I was watching you guys talk about that one too, and I was like, oh fuck, and I'm like, no, I'm not getting them both. I'm just gonna, I did have a minute of like, which one do I want? But Gorgo won because I don't own any Gorgo stuff, man.
Yeah. I'm excited. I'm gonna display it next to I have one of the Safubi versions and put them next to each other. It'll be really cool. I'm excited about that one coming out.
Good.
Okay, more stuff. So, we talk a little bit about kind of the big higher price tag toys every now and then, even though we don't necessarily buy a lot because of the space. I'm talking about the Spiral Studios and Omega and all those.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Crazy and so shit. Spiral came out with another one. They announced this is going to go up for pre-order here shortly. Not something I would spend this much money on because of it's not the Godzilla that I love, but I thought this looked absolutely stunning. It's going to be 20 inches tall, 30 inches long. The Atomic Charge Godzilla 2019 from King of the Monsters, and this thing will be up for pre-order soon. We recommend you go into Kaiju Live. We love AJ and Frank and team, but it's going to be up at all the other guys, the awesome collectors and big bad toy stores. But go to Kaiju Live. But this thing I thought looked absolutely amazing. I love the kind of the menacing scowl and like kind of hunched over with the atomic charge going
pose.
Through. It looks really, really, really cool. I just had to throw that one up there, even though I won't be buying it because, like I said, it's not my Godzilla.
It's going to be $2,000.
Yeah, at least
their stuff is crazy expensive. Same thing. I think this looks amazing. I love it. This pose is great, but I'm not going to spend that much on a Godzilla. And if I did, it would be like an 89 Godzilla. You know what I mean? It'd be it'd be Heisei, or it's not going to be American Godzilla. But this is great, man. This is great. I love how big it is. It looks nice, sturdy, and heavy. It's a good looking toy, man. Good paint job.
Yeah, I gotta.
I guess you can't call this a toy.
No,
this is not a toy. This is not a toy. This is like
lifestyle.
You get buried with something like this. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm actually I gotta be thinking of this. I have to clear some room. I got the GMK one coming in at some point. I don't know where I'm going to put that thing. I'm glad I got rid of those NECA Ninja Turtles. Anyway, so hey, I know you mentioned Matt Frank. I thought this was kind of cool as a U.S.-based artist that does a lot with the Toho license. A guy that we've seen him at conventions. He does a lot of really cool stuff. Good old Austin guy down here in Texas.
Yeah,
he has a merch that's going into the Godzilla store. This Mothra merch, so it'll be Godzilla Store exclusives by Matt Frank. There is a shirt, a tapestry, and in the middle that's a ceramic plate. I thought those are all really cool. Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. So I love this. I love this rendition of Mothra. Look,
it's very classic. Yeah, it's very classic Heisei look, and I love the Godzilla in the silhouette. This is beautiful.
And it's just, I think it's also cool just to see, the guys here, because yes, we know all the wonderful Japanese artists, the Nishikawas and Yuji Kaidas and all that, but like seeing the Matt Franks and the Tom Whalens and the Attack Peters, and of course the Bob Eggletons and all those guys like get this like opportunity to really showcase their stuff. And this one in Japan at the Godzilla store as an exclusive. I don't know. I think it's really cool.
I do too. I mean, congrats to him. Yeah. He does a lot of work. He does so much work, with God. He deserves to have something in the Godzilla stuff. It's probably not. It can't be the first time he's had something in there, right?
No, but I think he did it with Gigan too. I think it maybe.
He must have. But yeah, this is awesome.
And that dude hustles, man. He's at like every convention across the country. I don't know how he does it. Okay, so let's talk. Speaking of some cool stuff in the Godzilla store, but also other places. Bandai, the movie Monster series, had a couple releases that they announced. The first one is from Shin Ultraman. I thought this was interesting. They're the Zeton, which I think was probably the most controversial of all of the reimaginings. It kind of just in space, just floating there, and it's even the Ultramen can use it to destroy worlds. and they're releasing it. I believe this is a Bandai Premium, so it's a little bit bigger figure. But this thing, they're going to market with it. So I'm curious to see how people gravitate towards this, because, like I said, I know a lot of people weren't huge fans of this design. So I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, I think it looks cool. I definitely understand the weirdness about people's hiccups with the Ultras, like using what's usually their main villain as a weapon. Yeah, it's a little weird, but I think the design is really cool. I enjoyed it in the film. My only issue with this toy is just like flying Jet Jaguar. There's no way to display this, so you can't stand up. You got to get some kind of clear stand for him to rest on. There's nothing, my flying Jet Jaguar Bandai down here is just leaning up against Megalon like this, because that's all you can do with them, really.
Yeah,
but, other than that, I think it's cool.
And it's about 12 inches tall, so it's big.
That's awesome.
So it's big.
Yeah. That's cool.
I think I saw somewhere it's gonna be like $90 or something around that. Ooh. So a little bit higher than other like kind of MMS type releases. The other two, so Godzilla Store exclusive, right there with the Matt Frank stuff, was going to be this retro colorway of the classic Megalon from the movie monster series. So I think this is cool. I love this. It's a little bit kind of more of the black on there, and it's a little less colorful, a little bit more I don't even know how to describe it, but it almost looks more metallic in this one, or more pewter. But I think it looks cool.
I've never seen a Megalon I didn't like, so I
don't have
anything bad to say about Megalon ever. More Megalon is what I want. Hey, we're like a couple months into Megalon and Jet Jaguar's birthday, and I'm not seeing enough. I'm honestly, I mean, I know we're still in the first half of the year, but I mean, it's almost May, and I feel like we would have seen a little more Jet Jaguar and Megalon stuff coming out. I think it's been a little slow for them, but
well, it looked, because
we still got time.
But Gigan, if you remember, like in the day, like January 1st hit, they had all those Godzilla Store releases, the Sparkle Gigans and everything, and they went crazy with that. And you're right, it's been a little bit of a slower build. They did release the Megalon 350s, but even those Marathon were just kind of in the middle of a lot of releases, right? It wasn't like it wasn't like Jet and Megalon. It was, we're doing some Gigan 450s and Godzilla 74 450s and 89 450s, and here's some Megalon 350s in there. So even Marathon, who I think like embraces it maybe more than anybody, they haven't been really just going crazy with Megalon. And Jet, it seems like they did more Jet last year, especially the 450.
There was a lot of there was a good bit of Jet last year.
I guess maybe Singular Point help that. Yeah, I think so.
See.
They'll probably do something huge. I'm waiting for. I hope, because the Godzilla movie's coming out. Obviously on Godzilla Day, the new Toho film. Mm-hmm. I hope we still get a short, because they've done that. Hedorah got his short for his 50th. Gigan got it. I'm hoping Jet and I hope that they don't get punted, because that would be a total bummer.
Yeah, that's got to happen. I mean, listen, the Gigan shorts that we got are like, they're amazing.
Yeah,
they're great.
100%.
So like, it's not like I can't complain, but there has to be a Megalon. I want Megalon.
Yeah, for sure. The last thing was an exclusive to Godzilla the Art exhibit. It was done at Parco Shibuya, I believe, and I believe the orange burning Hedorah for the 50th for Hedorah was also at an exhibit at this art gallery. But anyway, this is Godzilla the Art. There are a lot of cool stuff there, and Bandai did an exclusive release of the Godzilla maquette for the movie Monster series. I thought this was a great play by Bandai. I love this figure. I don't think I've ever necessarily wanted a movie Monster series figure as much as this one. I like it a lot. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, I agree. Bandai stuff is kind of like, especially like the standard movie Monster series stuff, and Bandai's like the shit that, like, when I first started buying Godzilla stuff, it's the stuff that you could find. It was cheap. You would find it in the US. It's like buying Bandai for $15. And now when you're like a deep collector, that kind of stuff is like, oh, well, it's cool, but I'm going to get this. You know what I mean? But this toy is awesome. Like, this to me, I think transcends a little bit what Bandai's usually doing. This is really cool. Sure. It's weird and it's very animated looking, and it's just it's a cool sculpt. I love that. As soon as I saw this, I sent this to you. I was shocked this was Bandai when I saw it.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, for sure.
It sounds like I'm talking shit about Bandai. I love Bandai, but I'm just saying usually it's like pretty standard stuff. This is awesome.
Well, of course you're not talking crap on it because, I mean, Bandai Movie Monster Series was up for the Jeffrey for best movie, best movie line for best toy line our first year of the Jeffries. Yeah, it's just different. It occupies a different space in the collectibles spectrum, right? And it's a huge. I mean, the portfolio is gigantic, so you can collect a lot, and it's very cool. I love it. I mean, I wouldn't be collecting what I do now if it wasn't for Bandai. But at some point, like you make choices and move it on. And this one, to your point, I do believe, even if you're not a Bandai collector, you might pick this up. And there's so many. It is, and there's so many maquette versions of Sofubi. I think this would look really cool next to those. First thing when I saw it, I did a double take because I'm thinking, what's the one? Is it the Land Unknown with the T-Rex? That's the really kind of like the big eyes. Yeah. I was like, is that a Land Unknown? Oh no, it's the Godzilla maquette. I was like, I could totally see that being tweaked a little bit, and it could totally fit into one of those like 1950s dinosaur movies. But very cool stuff from Bandai.